Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. And the show airs each weekday morning, hella early, at 4:45 a.m. right about now here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel and 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about ideas and productivity. What is the connection between ideas and productivity? Really interesting, powerful, metaphysical show today. If you are new to the show, we speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. We also offer live one-on-one Productive Through Joy consulting. You can go to productivethroughjoy.com. Have me come out and speak to your group, school, or organization. All right. For those of you who are new to the show as well, let me say a few words about myself. First, this is your host, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, um, and of the new historical novel Americas in bookstores now. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergraduate, my master's from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature from the University of California at Riverside. I'm an expert at being productive. I don't say that to brag or boast, but people are oftentimes surprised at my level of productivity given how crazy my own personal narrative is. I am the product of a young girl who was raped at 16, gave birth to me at 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to a single divorcee. So at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD, yet as cool Modi famously said, how you like me now? Right? And if I can be this productive through joy, so can many of us. Listen, watching this show in that many ways inspires our show, inspires our business. We know what it's like to come through hardship, and we especially like to help people help themselves who come from similar backgrounds. When people like us can have abundance and success, it just brings an abundant amount of inspiration and hope to those who come from those situations. Too often, those who come from challenged situations find ourselves having our hope chipped away. And I'm here to tell you that you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. All right. So, again, we're talking about ideas in productivity in just a matter of moments. On the morning show, we like to also tap into the ideal of framing your day before your day has a chance to frame you. At times, we wake up with trouble on our mind, as I did this morning, right? And that time, if we don't check that, if we don't find a way to process that, that can follow us throughout our day, um, and that can define the whole day. And those days can, trust me, link up real fast and become a whole tough week, and then a whole tough month, and then before you know it, lo and behold, life is tough. And we're saying, listen, everyone has problems, everyone has difficulty and trouble, but that doesn't have to define your existence. And so we use a ritual which can be defined as doing the same thing at around the same time to help us move through those things. So it's best seen through example. Let me just give you a brief sense of my morning ritual. In the mornings I wake up at 3:30, which is hella early, even for me still after all this time of doing it. I read a few spiritual and business books. I do our show now at 4:45 here. AM on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel at 5. I work on my current book until sunrise, and at sunrise, I go to the beach and meditate, pray, do yoga. I live here along the beach and along the coast, and Venice Beach, California. So I bring my drum, I go meditate, I go pray, I do yoga. I come back, I work on my current book for a while longer. Then I go out to the beach again to run up the coast, way past Santa Monica's Pier, all the way back here to Venice to get my buff on, get my workout in, to get my workout in. And so by 10 o'clock, I'm feeling amazing, doing amazing. My body's being flooded with endorphins, and that endorphin release gives me a sense of euphoria that I then leverage to move myself towards my goals and objectives. Right? And we're not saying do what I do. We're saying do what you do. And as an aside, when I don't do those things, so or not on schedule. So yesterday, which I had kind of an odd day, where I got off that schedule, right? And I could see the intense difference in my ability to process and handle the stresses of life and just to be in the joy. And sometimes you forget that I forget the reason I am joyful and powerful. It's not just because I organically, naturally have that. It's because I do the work of, of internal infrastructure building that allows this thing that you're seeing now to be sincere, honest, and replete expression of the love and the joy that I know that all of us are. But it's hard to get to that without doing some work. So this show is really about getting to that point, doing that work. All right. So I'm reading three great books as part of my morning reading time. One is called The Nag Hammadi Reader, which is kind of a compendium of spiritual Gnostic texts. I'm doing the Owning the Moment, which is a book about being in the moment and owning it, which is I wasn't doing yesterday. And then Cash in the Flash, which is a book which combines spirituality with entrepreneurial exploits and strategy. That book is really amazing. So from those three books, I extract some wisdom, which I call the morning chant. Today's morning chant is, as a meditating natural mystic, I choose abundance and justice by following through on the ideas that Spirit reveals to me. Once again, as a meditating natural mystic, I choose abundance and justice by following through on the ideas that Spirit reveals to me. And so I think about that throughout my day. I place it on my phone. I contemplate this idea and also create the morning and afternoon shows based upon this particular reading. So today we're talking about ideas and productivity. So let's dive in here in just a matter of seconds. In the meantime, go to productivethroughjoy.com. See about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. Thanks for being here. Let's dive in. So point one is ideas are your currency. Ideas are your currency. Listen, your ability to create change, both social justice change and also change money, cash money, almost always begins with an idea. You have an idea, then you execute it. So you want to be able to know that while ideas, that's my currency. Point two is that you can cultivate those ideas. You can place yourself in a situation where those ideas come to you more. I think that's the best way to think about it. And you do that, as we talked about to begin the show, through some type of morning ritual, morning practice. This opens you up to the ideas that are all around you, which goes into point three, the super important point, which I have not been doing great at lately, at least in some areas of my life, is the follow through. We have to follow through. So here I'm preaching to myself as well. You get busy. Sometimes we get busy. That's my story. I have a lot of different balls in the air. And so I'm getting early text here, early emails. The early birds are up. For many of us, we're really busy, and so at times the important things that we have to do, they fall because there's so many things that we're also negotiating, and that was my story recently, right? And so, but no excuse. Got to make commitments to keep them. Follow through when those great ideas come, because that's where your currency is. All right, boom, goes to dynamite. Thanks for being here. We air each weekday morning, hella early, 4:45 a.m. And go until 5 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 channel, then 4:45 p.m. and go until 5 p.m. on Facebook Live. Thank you. We love and respect you here. We'll see you this afternoon at 4:45 p.m. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.